Hello YouTube. So just wanted to give an update about what to expect about the government. Um, so my girlfriend was speaking to her government in Greece, and they mocked her. Like obvious, reasonable things that they were saying, but without even understanding what our situation was or even caring. Okay. So I'll start with telling you how this situation came to be. We met about 2.5 years ago. Things flourished, and then we decided like for sure that we had to get together and stay in person together. She decided she didn't want to come to Canada. I decided then I will go to Greece. I had to save the money to do so because in Greece they don't have quite as much income as we do in Canada, and I was saving enough so that I could be a proper citizen in Greece. Come January, my job shut down. Okay. Um, they offered me less and made me have to travel. And what I mean by that is I had to go from literally being next door to my work to 30 odd 40 kilometers away. And sure, I'd get the same pay wages, but my commission would be cut because it'd be spread across multiple people. So I would make less, and so I couldn't really afford to do this. But I had saved close to what I wanted to at that time, which was more than enough to at least get me started in Greece. So at this point, uh, I tried to make some extra money doing a side business for computers, which didn't go very well because that was what my job was. And then I still had the bare minimum I was planning to go with, so I was okay with that. I bought my ticket. And I was set to go. So that's the story of how it came to be like that. Um, and I, had it within myself, resolved myself to go over. They basically said stuff like, "Oh, but this has been in China for months now. You didn't know? How can you not know? This is a high risk. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't." It's like, yeah, we know all that. Everybody in the world knows all that, except for some who are a little stubborn, right? And the question had nothing to do with why we chose to do it. This is unprofessional. It was simply we're in a position where I need to get over there. And for both of us, because she needs to move over to where I am and I need to move over to where she is. And, we ended up choosing Athens as our home base when she's like really north in Greece. So I just want to know, will they block us, or block me, sorry, at the borders as a Greek ethnic? Because unlike some countries, Greeks are ethnically given right to Greece as their home country if they are of first generation, or sorry, not first, second generation. So like, my dad came to Canada, which he did, and then I am born, then I'm still technically Greek. They just don't know I exist yet. Um, Now they've moved it up since they've entered the European Union to grandparents as well can bring you in, which is amazing. And not just fathers, but mothers too, which is amazing too. They used to be a very paternal country. Um, so basically, I've been asking the question very simply, trying to get a simple answer, and that is, as an ethnic Greek, will you block me at the borders when I come? And of course, that's giving ample time. I'm saying like a month and a half from now. Okay, it's not perfect, but at least at that point, I'm taking consideration of the risks at this point in time because they just implemented the ban. Um, so they made fun of her for it. for asking the question basically that, they're saying that we have exceptions to the rule for Greeks that are coming back home, which essentially I am. But because they don't have the answer, they'd rather make fun of her and point the finger at her than take responsibility to say, we don't have an answer if he's an exception or not. And they will beat around the bush. Um, Furthermore, as I said prior, I spoke to, multiple levels of government in different areas. So, the consulate in Canada for Greece sends me to the Greek government. The Greek government sends me to the consulate of Canada, and the consulate of Canada in Greece sends me back to the Greek consulate here in Canada. So this is kind of a problem. Okay, I'm an ethnic Greek. They completely ignore this fact. So basically, I got fed up, and I said simply, I'm an ethnic Greek, not just a Canadian national as you're calling me. This is actually kind of rude, and, well, I didn't tell them it was rude, but, it is rude, because I am both. I'm not only a Canadian national. You can't dumb me whatever you want whenever you want, like, I guarantee you, the moment they want to take me in, they're going to say, it's my responsibility as a Greek ethnic to join the army. But as a Greek ethnic, they don't have the responsibility to let me in. There's a huge ethical problem here. I understand it's about what we can do for our country, but it shouldn't be one for all and all for none. That's not how society is supposed to work in this day and age. We have a better idea of that, and it's definitely unprofessional to get out of this situation by making fun of your own citizens. Like, you don't know what the problem is. You had no right. And yes, I chose to move at a very difficult time, but I didn't really have much of a choice. And all they can see is the danger that poses to them, not the precautions I could take, not what the responsibility is as a country to me. They just don't want to take the responsibility and will do everything, including playing dirty and being rude to their own citizens. Not even me, my girlfriend, by, treating them harshly just to get out of it, and pointing fingers at other governments. This is not looking good for the Greek government or the Canadian government. So if you're in a situation like me, expect that. Basically, they don't know. They don't care. And it seems like they don't want to care because it doesn't suit them. So good luck. I wish you all the best, but it looks like you're pretty much stuck, just like me, if you have that kind of an issue, and you're going to have to find your own way, because they would rather keep you out and will make fun of their own citizens to do that. So, take care and good luck.